So if you want to talk about the great granddaddy or the Rosetta Stone of the music world, it would be this thing that we're talking about today. This is called the circle of fifths. This is a huge key to understanding how music functionally works with itself and how everything in the musical world kind of gels together. So basically, we start with our friendly C major up here that has 0 sharps or flats, and we write the relative minor here. We've covered this in recent videos. C major is A minor. Minors will go inside the circle, majors will go around the outside. Now, this is like a clock because there are 12 different stops, and each one will represent a different letter of the piano keyboard or of the chromatic scale. Okay, so this one will be 1 stop, but this is the way we go for sharps. This means that we will have 1 sharp here. Our major scale with 1 sharp has got to be F, the one that has F sharp in it. And that scale, of course, is G major. Its relative minor is E minor. Okay, so we're simply going up to the first step each time. Okay, if you want to continue going around and going backwards, if you can guess, maybe this one is sharps, right? So this one, maybe you can guess that this is going to be flats. Okay, so this will be 1 flat. If you want to continue on your own, maybe draw this out and see if you can figure out the whole circle of fifths on your own. Otherwise, we'll continue together. Okay, so this is going to be 1. I'll just go ahead and write the numbers here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then going back this way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We will see a little bit of overlap, and I'll explain when we get there why we do. Okay, so the next one is 2 sharps. This is going to be D major and B minor. And this is going to be F sharp and C sharp. I might just keep writing the new sharp rather than keeping all the sharps going, just to keep it neat and tidy. I hope you can imagine that this will have fat, so F, this will have fat cats, so F and C. This one will have fat cats go, so F, C, and G, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. We have A major here. It brings with it a G sharp. Its relative minor is F sharp. Again, this is just based on all the work we've done so far, the list in the last couple of videos, and putting them all together into one big chart, I guess, here, one big diagram. Let's start on the inside. This one's going to be C sharp, just for fun. We're starting here. The next sharp is going to be D sharp, and our major key is E major. Okay, so I hope this isn't too confusing. We have the major and minor, the new sharp found in each one, and then the number of sharps and flats found in each one. Okay, so B is going to be next. B major is next, and this is going to be A sharp is the new sharp here, and this is going to be G sharp major. Okay, or G sharp minor. I'm sorry, G sharp lowercase, I guess. G sharp natural minor, as we've been consistently going. Okay, after that is going to be D sharp minor. D sharp minor. This is going to be F sharp major, and the new sharp found in it is E sharp. Again, we're just taking all the scales that we found before and putting them into this giant chart. This whole thing is really, really good, and we'll see why it's called the circle of fifths in a second. Let's continue with the sharps, and I'll explain that, and we will go from there. Okay, so we have 7 sharps. We're on the inside track here, so this is going to be 7 sharps. It's going to be C sharp major. Remember, if it has all the sharps, it's going to be C sharp. If it's all sharps, it's got to be A sharp minor, and the new sharp here is going to be B sharp. It's going to be B sharp. Okay. So that's the sharp way. We'll go back around the flat way. But if you look at what's going on, each time we're adding a fifth. If you remember from this, we talked about intervals a while back, but if you remember from here, here's C, here's G. This is a fifth because 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In fact, it's a perfect fifth because it fits in the key of C major. C, D, E, F, G is our C major scale, or the first 5 notes of it, and it fits, so this is a perfect fifth. If you go from C to G and then G to D, same thing, G to D is also a perfect fifth. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in fact, if you keep going, C to G to D to A to E to B to F sharp to C sharp, all of these are perfect fifths going each time, which is why this is called the circle of fifths. It's a circle, it goes in fifths. You get it? It's a good name, right? It kind of works. Okay, so let's go back and erase some of this just so it doesn't look too cluttered. Maybe I can just do, no, not necessarily. Maybe it's just better to do this. Bear with me for a second. Almost there, almost there, almost there. There we go. Okay, so we're going back on flats now. Our first flat, of course, is B flat. B flat gets us F major, and it also gives us D minor. D minor. Okay. Next stop is B flat, and this has this is the same as G minor, and this also is adding E flat. Next is going to be E flat major. This is nice because you can see B flat gives us B flat, E flat gives us E flat, and that continues forever until we run out anyway. E flat major's relative minor is C minor, and it adds A flat. It adds A flat. Okay. Next is going to be A flat major. Here we go. A flat adds the D flat, and then finally we have F minor. F natural minor. Okay. Let's see. We're working with 5 here. So this is going to be D flat major. D flat major's relative minor is B flat minor, and we're adding a G flat here. G flat. Okay. Again, I hope this is not too much to look at. I hope this is a little consistent. I know it might be a little strange, but hopefully this is the big letter, so that's the key in the scale, and then this is the smaller one, so that's the flat we're adding. I hope that's not too confusing. This one is going to be G flat, E flat here, and we're adding C flat here. Okay. And finally, I didn't change colors on that last one, but let's go ahead and do this here. And this is going to be B, which is the same as C flat, and then G sharp is A flat, and we're adding a what are we adding? Gum, candy, and then fruit. So this is going to be our F flat here. Okay. So here's your entire circle of fifths. Now, it's interesting to note that these two keys are enharmonic. These two keys are enharmonic. These two keys are enharmonic. These are enharmonic, enharmonic, and enharmonic pairs. So if you want to use 5 flats, it's the same as using 7 sharps. If you want to use 7 flats, it's the same as using 5 sharps, as in here's 7 flats is over here. This is 7 flats. This is 5 sharps, right? And then the same thing, 6 flats equals 6 sharps. And we saw before that we don't want to go beyond this. I mean, you could go into 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, but then your scales and everything will start using double sharps and double flats to represent the letters. And usually people don't like to do that. In fact, you can go all the way around the circle, and if you transition about here, then you only have to use single sharps and single flats rather than double sharps and double flats, and that makes your life and music writing and everything a lot easier. Also, if you only have to sight read and read music that only uses single flats and sharps in the main scale that it uses, it makes your life a lot easier. It's a lot easier to read rather than using double sharps and double flats so often. Sometimes in a pinch you have to use a double sharp and a double flat, but usually not in a scale like this. So that's cool. And there's one more thing I want to point out with the way that this is arranged. These are all in fifths. Now, you might think of your scale as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C for C major, for example. And that's cool, but the relationship between the notes is not necessarily here, 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 and here, like that kind of thing. It's not really in order. It jumps around. It jumps kind of like this, the way that the circle of flats, or I'm sorry, the circle of fifths does. If you look from here, from this F, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the B here. Ignore the C flat for now. If you look at these notes, these are all natural notes, and they're all the notes found in the C major scale. Let's do one more to illustrate where this is really coming from. Okay, so let's go with, I don't know, B flat major. B flat major scale looks like this. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, and B flat. And if you look from E flat here and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have all the notes from E flat to B flat. We have B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. We have all the notes found here. So the notes are really related more like this. They jump a fifth each time. And that's how we get our natural scales. Major and natural minor both work like this because they're the same. They have the same subset of notes, right? You just keep jumping fifths like this. So E would go to B, B would go to F kind of, and then F goes back up to C, okay? Really, F goes to C first. So it might make you wonder, well, why don't we start on F? Why don't we do F, G, A, B, C like this? A, B, C, D, E, F. And the answer to that is I don't know. This isn't as common anymore as it used to be a long time ago. We'll talk about that in a much later lesson. But we're now used to C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay. The major scale that starts on the next one, but you borrow this one anyway. That starts on the second one of the set here. And that's kind of cool to see that our scales are naturally found from the fifth. In fact, that's how our entire library of notes, all 12 notes, are found based on a fifth. We start with the fifth to find all our notes, and then that's where it mathematically comes from. So that's kind of cool. This is, again, the Rosetta Stone. Rosetta, I think like that, right? Rosetta Stone of the music world, and it's called the Circle of Fifths. Thanks for watching.